A man charged with capital murder of a Texas police officer has been released on bond. The first time someone has been released with such serious charges in over 20 years. Now a Texas judge is facing blowback after setting bond for the second suspect charged in the case.
Unfortunately, Judge Hillary Unger is a rogue judge and notorious for releasing repeat offenders who go out and kill other members of our community. We've got to stop these rogue judges. I was attacked as DA for fighting against this type of activity by our local judges. Right now, we appear to have a DA that's complacent and okay with it.
Here to help us look at this rogue judge's record is Fraternal Order of Police National Vice President and current Houston police officer, Joe Gamaldi. Thank you for joining us, officer. So just help us break this down for us, because it's kind of mind-boggling to think that a judge would grant bail to someone who's accused of killing a cop.
Yeah, well, let's be clear. This judge is an absolute disgrace, and she doesn't even deserve to be called a judge. She's just an activist masquerading as one. I mean, to allow these two dirtbags who are charged with viciously ambushing and shooting Deputy Escada over 41 times to make sure they finish the job. I mean, to give these individuals bond is unconscionable. I've never seen anything like it in my 20 years in law enforcement. But as shocking as it is completely on brand for this so-called judge who has made a habit out of letting cold-blooded murderers walk out of her courtroom. She let another monster out on a murder bond who went on to rob a 71-year-old woman and murder her by... But along with so many others are on Judge Unger's hands. If she had a shred of integrity, which I assure you she does not, she would resign in shame for this.
So when this case came up and you realized that this accused cop killer had been granted parole, you already knew Judge Hillary Unger? You knew her reputation?
Yeah, everyone is familiar with Judge Unger here in Harris County because she has made a habit of letting violent criminals out over and over again, and it completely erodes the trust that law enforcement has in the criminal justice system. But more importantly, it completely violates the trust of the community. How are we expected to investigate cases? How are we expected to get witnesses to come forward if the spineless judge is going to let the suspects right back out on the street before the paperwork's dry? And what this judge is really signaling to the community is that she cares more about her revolving door criminal justice ideology than she does about the community members out in our streets.
So what does it say to your fellow officers who have to actually go out there and enforce the law, knowing that judges like this are just going to let an accused cop killer back out on the street?
What it really says is that she doesn't give a damn about police officers. She doesn't care that we put our lives on the line every single day to protect our communities. She doesn't give a damn about the community if you're willing to let murderers out over and over and over again. And you know what? Someone needs to stick a microphone in her face and ask, do you feel a shred of responsibility for the people that you have let out and then have gone on to rob, murder, assault, rape innocent people in our communities? And you know what? She's up for the election in 2026, so the members of Harris County need to make sure they vote her ass out.
Officer Joe Gamaldi, thank you for joining us.